This video contains a truth that has changed the lives of many people. If you are having health problems and have ever felt stuck, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment in the comment section so we can share useful knowledge together. Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I just don't feel like myself anymore? Maybe your joints are stiffer than they used to be. Your memory doesn't feel as sharp, or your energy just isn't what it once was, like your inner spark is dimming, even though your heart and mind still crave an active, fulfilling life. If that sounds familiar, let me tell you something important. It's not just aging. It could be something your body is quietly missing every single day. Omega-3s. Now, don't worry. I'm not here to sell you a miracle cure or drown you in science. I've been a physician in the US for over 30 years. And one thing I've learned is that the smallest daily choices, especially after 6-0, can create the biggest transformations. And omega-3s are one of those hidden powerhouses. Think of them as tiny bodyguards for your brain, your heart, and even your joints. And yet, most seniors aren't getting nearly enough. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 simple, practical ways you can get more omega-3s into your life without overhauling your entire diet or taking a drawer full of supplements. These are real tips you can start using today, whether you're 60, 70, or beyond. And hey, before we dive in, I want to hear from you. What health struggles are you facing? Is it your memory, your energy, digestion, or maybe something else? Drop a comment below and share. I read every one, and I'll do my best to respond or even cover your question in a future video. This isn't just a channel, it's a community, and you're part of it. Let's talk about that first powerful change you can make, something as simple as adding the right kind of fish to your plate. Now I know, not everyone loves fish. Maybe you've avoided it for years because of the smell, the texture, or even bad memories from childhood dinners. But I want you to think about fish in a whole new light as brain food, mood food, and joint food. The kind that can actually help slow down some of the effects of aging. Salmon, sardines, mackerel, these aren't just food items. They're rich in omega-3 fatty acids like EPA and DHA. These are the building blocks your body needs to support healthy blood pressure, reduce inflammation, and even help protect your brain cells from decline. And before you say, that's great, but I'm not a chef, let me ease your mind. You don't need to cook a 5-star meal. A can of wild-caught sardines on whole grain toast, or a grilled piece of salmon once or twice a week, that's all it takes to start. You'd be amazed at the stories I've heard. One patient of mine in her late 70s told me she started having grilled salmon twice a week. That was it. Nothing fancy. Within weeks, she felt more focused and even noticed her knees didn't ache as much getting out of bed. Now, I'm not saying fish is magic, but I am saying your body knows when it's finally getting what it's been missing. If fish just isn't an option for you, don't worry. Let's talk about something a bit more plant-powered: flax seeds and chia seeds. These are quiet little heroes. You can sprinkle them into your yogurt, blend them into a smoothie, or stir them into oatmeal. They're rich in ALA, a type of omega-3 that your body can use, especially when eaten regularly. Flax seeds, in particular, have been shown to help with cholesterol, which becomes more important as we age. 1 tablespoon a day, that's all it takes. I like to think of these seeds as nature's sprinkles. You won't even taste them, but your heart and brain will thank you. I had one gentleman in his early 80s tell me his daughter got him on the chia seed train. And not only was he feeling more energized, but his digestion improved to less bloating, more regularity. Again, it's the little things. And while we're on the topic of easy, let me ask you, when's the last time you actually enjoyed a handful of walnuts? Not just as a snack, but as a daily habit. Because walnuts are one of the best sources of plant-based omega-3s. They're simple, portable, and honestly, they taste pretty darn good. Just a 1/4 cup a day, maybe with your breakfast or as a mid-afternoon pick-me-up, can give you a steady stream of healthy fats that support everything from your memory to your mood. And if you're someone who tends to feel down, especially during the winter months, that little handful of walnuts might help more than you think. We often underestimate how much nutrition affects our emotions, but the connection between brain health and omega-3s is stronger than ever. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, this all sounds great, but I'm on medications. or I've got dietary restrictions. That's why it's so important to talk with your doctor or healthcare provider before making changes, especially if you're considering omega-3 supplements. But for many people, adding natural sources like seeds, fish, and nuts is not only safe, it's one of the smartest, simplest things you can do. And let's be honest, our bodies change after 60. Digestion slows, absorption gets tricky, and what worked for us in our 40s might not cut it anymore. But the beauty of omega-3 South is that they help ease those changes. They work with your body, not against it. So if you've been feeling tired, stiff, or foggy-headed lately, I want you to pause and really ask yourself, could your body be asking for something it's not getting? Maybe it's not more coffee or painkillers or memory games. Maybe it's just a missing ingredient, one that's easier to fix than you think. Alright, so we've covered how powerful omega-3 South can be, and we've talked about a few easy, natural ways to start getting more of them into your life, like adding oily fish, flax or chia seeds, and a daily dose of walnuts. Let's keep this momentum going. There's more to explore, and your health deserves it. And when you find that rhythm where adding more omega-3 South feels less like a chore and more like a natural part of your week, you begin to feel the difference. Your joints move a little easier, your mood feels a little lighter, and even that mental fog many people chalk up to aging starts to lift. But what if you're not a fan of fish, or you're just not eating it often enough to really get those omega-3 benefits? Maybe the idea of cooking salmon every week sounds great in theory, but in reality, it's just not happening. Don't worry, there are still some very simple, very doable options that can give your body exactly what it needs. Let's talk about omega-3 supplements. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Another pill? Really, trust me, I've heard that more times than I can count. But here's the thing, not all supplements are created equal. And when it comes to omega-3 South, the right supplement can fill in the gaps without adding anything overwhelming to your routine. Most high-quality omega-3 supplements come in the form of fish oil, krill oil, or even algae-based capsules for those who prefer a plant-based option. What's important is to check the label. You want to see two main components, EPA and DHA. These are the types of omega-3 South that support brain, heart, and joint health the most. A good supplement will list how much of each is in every serving. Now here's where it gets personal. Some people do better with a soft gel they can take in the morning with breakfast. Others prefer a liquid form they can add to smoothies or yogurt. The key is to find one that works for you and that doesn't upset your stomach. Many of my older patients worry about fishy burps, that unpleasant aftertaste. That makes them give up entirely. If that's something you've experienced, try a supplement labeled enteric-coated or burp-free. It's a small detail that makes a big difference. And remember, consistency is what matters. Omega-3 South don't work like pain relievers. You won't feel them kicking in after one dose. But give it a few weeks, just a month or two, and the changes start to add up. You might notice your knees don't ache as much when you get out of bed. You might feel sharper during conversations or less fatigued by mid-afternoon. These little victories, that's your body saying thank you. But supplements aren't the only sneaky way to get your omega-3 South in. There's one more approach I love recommending, especially for those who like a little crunch or are always looking for something new to sprinkle on their meals. Seeds and oils. They may be small, but don't let their size fool you. They pack a powerful punch. Take flax seeds, for example. Just 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed added to your oatmeal, yogurt, or smoothie gives you a solid dose of ALA, which is another type of omega-3 your body can use. Or how about chia seeds? They're easy to mix into pudding, cereal, or even baked goods, and they deliver fiber along with omega-3 South, so your digestion gets a boost too. If you're more of a salad person, consider switching up your dressing. Instead of using traditional vegetable oil, try walnut oil or flaxseed oil. They have a light, nutty flavor and add that omega-3 bonus without any extra work. Just a drizzle over greens or roasted veggies can turn a simple meal into something deeply nourishing. Here's what I often tell my patients. Think of these seeds and oils like little daily upgrades. You don't have to overhaul your diet or throw out your favorite foods. You're just making small swaps that, over time, build up your defenses against inflammation, against memory decline, against that creeping sense of fatigue that too often gets blamed on age. And you might even have fun experimenting. Try blending chia seeds into homemade energy bites, or make a creamy flaxseed vinaigrette for your salads. You're not just feeding your body, you're waking up your curiosity again, which is just as important as any vitamin. Now, one question I get all the time is, can't I just eat walnuts and call it a day? And the answer is yes, walnuts are wonderful. They're a great snack, packed with healthy fats, and they do contain omega-3s. But again, variety is key. Having a mix of seeds, oils, and perhaps a handful of nuts here and there ensures your body gets a more complete profile of nutrients. Of course, not everything works for everyone. Some folks may have issues with digestion, food sensitivities, or specific conditions that make them cautious. That's why it's always a good idea to talk to your doctor or a registered dietitian before making big changes, especially if you're already on medications. Omega-3s can interact with blood thinners and other prescriptions, so be sure to have that conversation if you're thinking about adding supplements. But in most cases, the beauty of these omega-3 rich options is that they're safe, accessible, and genuinely effective. And when you combine them, maybe a little fish here, a sprinkle of seeds there, and a trusted supplement in between, you're giving your body tools it can actually use. Now, before we move on, I want to remind you this isn't about perfection. You don't need to hit a magical number every single day. It's about consistency, not rigidity. Do what works for you. Start where you are. And most importantly, be patient with yourself. If you've got questions like which brand of supplements is best, or if you're unsure how to tell if you're getting enough, please don't hesitate to drop a comment below. I read through them, and I'll do my best to guide you. You're not alone on this journey. Let's keep going, because the next approach might surprise you. It's one that works quietly in the background, but its impact, that's something you'll truly feel. That final strategy I mentioned, it's all about meal planning with purpose. Now, I know for some people, the words meal planning sound like a whole lot of work charts, grocery lists, maybe even a food scale. But that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about something simple, something gentle. Imagine this: every Sunday or Monday, you take just 10 or 15 minutes to think about your week. Not to lock yourself into a rigid menu, but to look ahead and ask, where can I fit in a few omega-3 rich meals or snacks? Maybe it's buying a bag of frozen salmon fillets so you have one ready when you don't feel like cooking. Maybe it's tossing chia seeds into your favorite banana bread recipe. Maybe it's keeping a jar of flaxseed oil near the stove as a reminder to drizzle it over your roasted veggies. This isn't about changing everything. It's about gently weaving wellness into your normal routines like a thread of silver, running through the fabric of your days. Some people even like to make an omega-3 checklist for the week. Something simple, just a little list on the fridge that says, fatty fish to X this week, chia or flax 3X, handful of walnuts, omega-3 supplement daily. When you check off a few boxes, you feel accomplished. And over time, those tiny wins build confidence. You stop second-guessing yourself. You feel empowered. Because you're not waiting for your health to decline, you're actively investing in it. And if you live with someone, your partner, a sibling, even a friend, get them involved. Share recipes. Try a new dish together. Celebrate each other's progress. Wellness is always more fun when it's shared. Now, if you're someone who's already making a lot of these choices, maybe you've been adding flax to your smoothies for years, or you've got a favorite wild salmon recipe on rotation, then I want to say this. Keep going, and take a moment to feel proud of the work you're doing, because it is work. Quiet, consistent, often invisible work, but it matters. If you're newer to this, and this video has been your first real introduction to omega-3s, then here's where I want to leave you. Start small. Pick just one thing from this list. Just one. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Maybe it's buying that bottle of fish oil. Maybe it's grabbing a small bag of chia seeds. Maybe it's asking your doctor if omega-3s could help with the joint pain you've been quietly dealing with. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to begin. Because here's the truth. Your body wants to support you. It wants to heal, to move, to remember, to thrive. And when you give it the nutrients it needs, like omega-3s, you're helping it do exactly that. You're not just adding years to your life, you're adding life to your years. And that's something worth showing up for. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like and subscribe. Share it with someone you care about. And drop a comment below. What's your favorite way to get omega-3 south? Or what are you most excited to try? Until next time, take care of your body, your mind, and your heart. You've got this.